Hey everyone, today we're going to be taking a look at an exhibit from the Melendrez versus Arpaio fraud case. And the name of this exhibit is Whistleblower Chronicles, aka CIA Chronicles. And what this is this is a timeline of everything that's related to the Arpaio case. However, there's some interesting stuff in here related to Montgomery as well as William Binney from the NSA. So I'm not going to read all of this. It's 12 pages long, but I just kind of want to focus mainly on Binney and Montgomery. So we go all the way back to November of 1998. The NSA begins development of data harvesting and data mining technology known as Thin Thread. In September 1998, Dennis Montgomery and Warren Trepp form E-Trepid Technologies. August 2002, William Binney, Kirk Wiebe, and Ed Loomis, NSA employees, file a DoD Inspector General report regarding problems at the NSA, including Trailblazer. 11/15/2003, NSA Inspector General had declared Trailblazer an expensive failure. It cost more than $1 billion. December 2003, the FBI delivers Blade servers to E-Trepid. January 2004, the NSA supplied source code to E-Trepid to enhance existing product Medusa, which is data harvesting, part of Trailblazer program. Now, Medusa was actually leaked in the March 7th WikiLeaks Vault 7. And here is that leak right here. I will be including all the links below, so if you want to go and take a look at these documents yourself, it's pretty fascinating stuff. So this is Medusa. Obviously, it's being used for surveillance. And here are those documents. So back over to here. Another interesting thing to point out is what kind of security clearance does Montgomery have for him to be in possession of this technology as well as the materials that he's harvesting and looking at. So I'm not sure what his clearance is, but just something to point out. January 2004, CIA orders all non-CIA officials out of the building. This includes the Air Force, the DIA, the FBI, and the DoD. By 2003, the NSA Inspector General had declared Trailblazer an expensive failure. Trailblazer cost more than $1 billion. February 2004, Trailblazer begins running at E-Trepid while Trailblazer is investigated by Congress. February 27th, 2006, the CIA calls Dennis Montgomery and discloses search warrant and demands data harvesting technology and harvested content be hidden. February 28th, 2006, 8 armed FBI agents raided the homes of Dennis Montgomery, the same people who had filed the complaint with the DoD Inspector General in 2002. Binney claims they pointed guns at his wife and himself. Wiebe said it reminded him of the Soviet Union. None of these people were charged with any crimes. In November 2007, there was a raid on Drake's residence. His computers, documents, and books were confiscated. He was never charged with giving any sensitive information to anyone. The charge actually brought against him is for retaining information. April 2006, Dennis Montgomery enters new agreement with Atigio subsidiary Offspring. Okay, this is stuff related to Arpaio. February 4th, 2009, the Hammer goes online. James Clapper is present for initial data harvesting. U.S. government wires $2 million to Blixware bank accounts. Medusa begins running on Hammer data harvesting using NSA modified code. I'll talk about this one real quick because it's kind of interesting. September 2009, the DOJ under Lanny Breuer issues a wiretap on Arpaio. Okay, and October 2009, the U.S. government breached Maricopa domains and subdomains. October 15, 2009, the Hammer breaches Maricopa County servers. August 2010, the Hammer breaches Maricopa County servers a second time. October 23rd, the U.S. government breached. I'm not sure what that's about. This is another interesting one. This is June 2011. There's a packet, and it's to the Phoenix FBI. Need to find a way to neutralize Jerry Sheridan. September 2011, U.S. Department of Justice files complaint against Arpaio. July 2013, Dennis Montgomery files whistleblower complaint with DOJ, Eric Holder, and James Cole. Okay, then on to September 2013, Dennis Montgomery gives interview to MCSO at home in Yarrow Point. MCSO is the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office. Again, that was probably with Arpaio. So here, Lanny Breuer resigns from the DOJ, and he joins Covington Law Firm. Covington Law Firm gets involved in the lawsuit with Melendrez versus Arpaio. July 2013, Dennis Montgomery files whistleblower complaints with the DOJ, DOD, DNI, USAF, DIA, Office of Special Homeland Security, and the IRS. All whistleblower complaints are denied. December 2013, Dennis Montgomery travels to Phoenix with MCSO to enter free talk with Attorney General of Arizona. And February 2014, Dennis Montgomery turns over master database records containing 24 million individuals and businesses harvested by U.S. government to MCSO from 2003 to 2010. So the reason I'm putting this out here is I'm fairly certain at this point that the hearings that were on mainstream media are going to go behind closed doors. And they're going to hide behind national security because they want to bury what they've been doing this entire time, which is harvesting data on everyone. So a few more WikiLeaks leaks that are kind of interesting that I just wanted to bring up. Again, this will be, I'll put these links in the video or below the video. Let's see. This is the thin thread. And this is related to William Binney. The spy agency has defended its sweeping surveillance programs as essential in the fight against terrorism. But having too much data can hurt those efforts, according to Mr. Binney, and a handful of colleagues who have raised concerns since losing an internal battle to build privacy-protecting internet surveillance tools in the late 1990s. This has been going on for so long, and it's been hidden from the public. William Binney, creator of some of the computer code used by the NSA to snoop on internet traffic around the world, delivered an unusual message here in September to an audience worried that the spy agency knows too much. It knows so much, he said, that it can't even understand what it has. What they are doing is making themselves dysfunctional by taking all this data, Mr. Binney said at a privacy conference here. Okay, and this is another thing to touch on. The NSA needs more room to store all the data it collects. And new phone records, data on money transfers, and other information keep pouring in. A new storage center being built in Utah will eventually be able to hold more than 100,000 times as much as the contents of printed materials in the Library of Congress, according to outside experts. Okay, and the last document, this is from WikiLeaks, the Global Intelligence Files. Just an interesting tidbit from Thomas Drake. He wrote a book called The Dark Side of Data in the NSA. And I'm just going to read you a few paragraphs. At the Web 2.0 Summit, Drake gave a presentation called The Dark Side of Data, the NSA Thin Thread Tale, reprising his time as an NSA executive. He said the NSA is the equal of a foreign nation electronically, and then contended that the U.S. is falling behind in making sense of the massive amounts of data flowing into NSA server farms. He further indicated his former employer and the national security complex as a direct threat to freedom. Data is very much who we are. Having the power to collect and analyze data, especially on people, is seductively powerful, especially if done without permission and done in secret, which is the ultimate power, Drake said. Drake claimed that the NSA and the Trailblazer project was the result of the military-industrial complex wanting to make a lot of money, selling out to big business with inferior technology and selling out the Constitution. He said that Trailblazer, which came of age after 9/11, was designed to bypass the Constitution in terms of protecting U.S. citizens' right to privacy and adhering to the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act. So that's it for this video. Again, I will be posting those links below the video. Thanks a lot for your time listening to this, and I'll see you around.